Asina won't be able to join, but yeah, I guess I would like to share everything that I have been experiencing the last few weeks. So first of all, sorry that yeah, we couldn't get together. It was last week or the week before, but there was lots going on. And today we're going to be connecting to cancer, and we're going to be connecting to the lymphatic system, which I'm sure Ivana knows more about the lymphatic system than me. So I will let her talk too. But before, I would like to share a bit of what I have been experiencing. And I don't know whether Ivana, you've Josh and Sandra share what we did with Sandra.
Sandra didn't understand it properly. Sandra was feeling puzzled about the whole thing. And she looked different. To me, she looked different.
Yeah. So what has happened in the last few weeks is that as Matthias came to my life in 2020, and it was boom, my awakening, just allow me to go further into exploring a lot of things that I didn't allow myself to explore before, because I thought, that's what I haven't been told about, the understanding of past lives and understanding of spirituality from a whole different perspective from the mysticism. Then this Colombian guy, which is not Fernando, but someone that just looked like Fernando and similar age, he came with all this information. He does hypnosis, but the hypnosis he does is, of course, then because of resonance, the people that is coming to him, through hypnosis, he's reaching a point where he can find out when he called it the light human. Yes. So our true essence somehow got stuck in, either because of a war or even because an invasion of Earth, and it got is sort of the light being is like prisoner of the Dracos and the reptilians, and they are under the part of their energy is used to create these physical bodies, and they are under the reincarnation cycle. And it was, I allowed myself to open and start sort of looking at what he was sharing, because the same way that Dolores Cannon, for me, she became someone that I trusted, because it wasn't her like channeling, but it was through hypnosis that she was receiving all this information. The information this guy receives is like, there is no filter. But also then the good thing is that he has such an understanding of what we are, our true essence, that through that essence, he can just make things happen multidimensionally. So this information came before I was starting my initiation trip. That was the Dragon Path, because in my vision, when I asked, what I was doing in that trip, a dragon appeared.
After your birthday.
Yes, but 2 months ago, when I put the whole thing together, I got into meditation, and I asked, why I was guided to do this trip. And this dragon appeared and gave me an egg and say, hold on into the egg. That will be part of the activations. That it was, etheric egg. Hold on into the egg, because that will be part of the activation that you will do. Anyway, all this information came just that week before my birthday, before the trip. And this information came that dragons, actually, they weren't happy bunnies. They didn't have the best intention for humanity. So I went into meditation again and said to this dragon, please show yourself as who you truly are. and this black dragon with horns and a happy face appear. What was interesting that I bought this card, the dragon cards, and the two opportunities when I bought them, which was before I received this information, and even after, the same cards appear: a white dragon, a Gaia dragon, and a black dragon. So like the polarity, and the Gaia card in the middle. So I said, okay, because I am, and then I asked myself why this dragon appeared, or why I didn't question the dragon. And then I looked into myself, and then I realized there was ego in there, because in a way it was like, wow, a dragon has connected to me. And, it must be that I am connected to something bigger than I am. So what I was doing, I was giving my power away. So when all this information came, I said, I'm not going to do any activations, anything that is not really connected with, the greatest good for humanity and for myself. So then it was beautiful, because then the whole trip was very much about us connecting to those points and just allowing ourselves to see what we were receiving. And it was interesting because we were receiving shadows, we were receiving memories from past lives, we were receiving connections to dragons, but there had been some interaction in past life and contracts and so on. So there was a lot of cleansing. And when we were finishing that trip with the ceremony, and it was funny because there was people that were supposed to come that didn't come, then people that signed up last minute. And one of those people that signed up last minute, they've been connected to an entity. They knew that had been connected to this entity their whole life. Yeah, so that wasn't a question. Yeah. And so having seen the way that this guy was dealing with those energies, with those entities, I've told them, and I'm saying them so I can protect even the sex, because it's small groups. So Mike is having a bit of a crisis, and now she's talking to Fernando about Fernando Eugenio, what's going on. So I'm overhearing. Anyway, so I've applied his techniques. I ended up talking to what was supposed to be a soulmate, because until that point, this entity has presented as a soulmate to her in other lives. And again, I said, I want you to present from who you truly are, show yourself, and this dragon appear. So then we started doing, all that. And it was funny because the dragon was saying to me the same thing that dragons say to this guy every time he appears. You human, you don't have the right to be talking to me, is that you don't have the consciousness, you don't have this, you don't have that. And it's like, well, if I'm connecting, yeah, it is because I am in the right consciousness. And I was saying about something actually was coming, I was channeling. When a human awakes, yes, you know that the game is over, because that is when the human declares his own or her own freedom. Then I had another person in the ceremony saying, I'm having this vision, seeing my mom in this like encrypted column of light, and I know she's a prisoner. So again, we did the same process again. And then, and that's what I was just talking to Ivana, George Man, and that's the video that I've shared, because I've asked them if it was okay for me to share it. She hasn't been feeling very well, and when I've asked George to start channeling, and again it was a reptilian who had her for many lifetimes, and this life was a repetition of another life from the 1800s. Or the 19th, it will be the 1700th century or 19, I can't remember which. yeah, 1700 century. But it was beautiful because the reptilian was saying, but the lesson was that she had to connect with self-love. Because she hasn't yet connected to self-love, that's why she's in the repeated pattern. So it was even good to start receiving this information. And this week, then I decided to do it for myself. So I've asked my friend Isa from Spain that we connected in 2020. We met through a circle of women doing womb healing, but somehow we clicked, and we support each other lots in our own processes. And she was the first person when I received that, I was a healer and I have to start doing healing. She was my first guinea pig. So I was telling all this, and she's like, I don't resonate much, but you know me, if it's happening to you, it's something related to me as well, so let's do it. So we did it, and that was last week. And this being, a light being from a sixth dimension appeared, and it was a feminine energy, and she was telling us that we were sisters, like this entity or this being, Isa and I, but this was the funny part. Isa, and she said that with Isa, we've been in many life or experiences, not just on this third dimension, but in other dimensions together, that we do work together. But the funny part was that she's here, like having a break from all her missions. And it was something else. And experiencing this third dimension. And Isa was funny because she was saying having a break since, I was awake since I was born, seeing the whole crap that is going on here. And he's like, and you just woke up when you were 40. How come you're on, I am on holidays and you're not? So then I asked the entity, this being is like, can you check my channel? Because I've asked, can you check Isa's channel? And she's like, yeah, need a bit of cleansing, but is like a remnant energy from all her other connections. But when I asked, can you check my channel? She said, you have, there is a white master who is not who he seems. And I said, can we please go further? And she said, I'm seeing him now, and he's a white reptilian from the fifth dimension. And I said, here we go again. So I've asked whether I could talk to the reptilian myself. And I started, so Isa starting channeling the reptilian. And the reptilian, I said, how you got me here? And he said, well, you're from the 11th dimension. You were supposed to go to the 6th dimension for a mission. And I've, engañar is like, I made you believe that was going to help you to lower your vibration so you can be in the 6th, but actually then I got you down to the 4th and the 3rd. So then I asked how many other and beings like me, and he said 70,000 other beings. So I asked about my family, and they said that my girls were in the same situation that I was. Yes, binge. So I asked him whether, he had my light being trapped, and he said it was in 4th dimension. So I started like the whole process of releasing, releasing my light being. And I asked him why I have declared my sovereignty many, many times. And he said, but it wasn't not until long ago. Yeah, you truly did it from your heart. Yeah. And then I remember, I think I've shared the experience of the Alexa talking when I was declaring the sovereignty of the house, of everyone in this house. And Alexa started repeating that BP was a company that was doing good for the British people and the humanity and blah, blah, blah. And I was, Alexa, stop, and I have to go and unplug Alexa. I think that was, and he said, that was the first time that you connected with me, but you needed to know me before you can't be. And then I asked why I had migraines, because I started having migraines from, I remember like age of 6, but it was the age of 5. And he said that was the first time that we abducted you and we tried to implant you, but you connected to your cosmic family. And the migraines were the rejection of the implants. I said, we abducted you 42 times, but I only had 7 implants. And I could have had 100 of implants, but it was like my soul or my life being was always fighting back when they were trying to implant me in this life. So anyway, so because it was 5th dimension, I went, okay, 5th dimension is supposed to be, high vibration. So I said, can I just, destroy him and destroy everything? And I felt that it wasn't for me to do that. So I've asked him, his higher self. I invoke his higher self, and this light beam from the 7th dimension appeared. And I said, well, I think it's something you should do. And the 7th dimension being said, yes, thank you so much for calling me, because what I can do, I can recall all the data from the experience of the reptilian, and I can just make everything disappear from what he has created. And that happened. He just made the reptilian disappear, made all the laboratories that this reptilian had, all the other reptilians that he had under his power, and blah, blah, blah. But the interesting part was the following day. That was Friday. I was in this void. It was this emptiness in me. And then Isa texted me and said, how are you? And I said, I am feeling really strange because I'm feeling. So then she rang me and said, well, ego. That is the ego. Because in a way you have created that whole story that you're here helping others and helping, save others, saving. Because I asked also then about, but I didn't ask, I asked the light being about the energy and the energy healing. And the light being said that was part of my mission, because I asked, is the guys that appear are, because of course you start questioning everything. So the guys that appeared were truly my guides, so were these reptilian dressed in white clothing. I was like, no, that was part of like the guides supporting you being here. And then that the energy was very important, because we need to start understanding more than that what we perceive through the senses. But it was important that I truly reside in my heart, so then I wouldn't have any distortion or interventions on my channel. And then this morning, because in a way is I think it's very hard to avoid having this feeling of getting this reaction of understanding that because I even asked the reptilian, so how I live here, how I live the matrix, and they said, no, you can't leave the matrix, you're part of the matrix, you're here. And I said, well, I'm sure when I die, it's like, and the reptilian said, don't rush. So, and then I asked the question about, I first asked it to the reptilian, and then I asked it to the light beam. I said, when we ground, if this is a hologram, if this is not real, because the real Earth is under the power of those dragons and reptilians, to what is that we grounding? And the reptilian said, you're grounding to our energy. So you really, yeah. But then I asked again, because I said, I don't feel like that, because I have felt a connection. So I asked again, the light being, and the light being said, the heart of Gaia has never been intervened. However, if you're not grounding from your heart, are you grounding, hoping to connect to something bigger than you? That is when you connect to their energy. Yeah. And then through the videos that I've seen, every earth activation is just reestablishing connection to the dragons and to the reptilians. It's
so the two questions I have. One is when he said don't rush. I mean, is he, first of all, is he lying that the only way out is by dying, I guess?
I don't believe so.
No,
Because
not.
what my understanding is that once you have established connection to your light being, truly with nothing in your heart,
okay.
yes, you're ready. You have activated, and Mattia has been saying it all along. You have to be in your center.
Yeah.
You have to be in your center.
Yeah.
But
So my second question is, so basically when you're connecting, and unless you're intentionally wanting to connect to something else or someone else, you should be connecting to your higher self. Is that correct?
but
from your heart, sorry.
Yeah, through the, however,
yeah.
Once again, if the channel is intervened because your light being it's slaved, it's imprisoned in some sort of magnetic, electromagnetic, or encrypted, whatever prison somewhere.
Yeah.
You're connected to their energy. Yeah. So, and now, so this person that we work with in the ceremony, they have been contacting me again saying, I am having, how do you call when you wake up at night, you can move?
Paralysis.
Paralysis. Yeah. Dream paralysis?
Yeah.
But it's not the same entity because the dragon is gone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But what is it? This person hasn't fully understood that we are responsible of our lives. Whatever we're still thinking and feeling emotionally, if it's lowering the vibration,
it's still
something else, because it's all about frequencies. Yeah. So if we are lowering the vibration, we were thought it's like, oh, okay, I release myself, but what if I'm, boom, you lower your vibration and then another entity will just feel you. Of course, it's now, and this is, I'm going to be doing another session with Isa because I have so many questions.
Can I ask you some of the questions?
Yeah, send me questions because I'm going to connect to this live being saying, okay, now we open channel now, you're responsible. Once we have released the live being, yeah, and even if we lower vibration, and then what happened with light being is just another being where?
Exactly.
Like my light being was supposed to be from 11th dimension, and now it's floating on what? In the 4th dimension, 5th dimension? Well, what the hell is going on with my light being?
So if everything is frequency, which I understand, so every time our reaction, our emotional reaction, so we are afraid, we are angry, we are jealous, we doubt ourselves maybe, or things
that you still have those programs in your mind.
Okay, so these are the programs.
These are programs.
Lower frequency.
Yeah, the state of being is flow.
Okay.
So something comes, I'll leave it. I'm not going to engage. Yeah. Of course, it's something that requires practice. But the thing is, the moment I realize, I'll go, okay, you know, I can decide. The moment you realize, then you have the choice. Or you freak out, or you go, okay, that is a program in my mind. I'll breathe, I'll come into the right here, right now, and I'll just accept everything from an experience. So then your vibration is not getting stuck in this low frequency enough for the entities to perceive
to
you.
enter, to attract. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question as well.
Yeah.
So if every Earth activation, if every Earth activation is feeding the reptilian energy, what were we doing in Egypt then? Feeding reptilian energy, because it didn't feel like that.
Big part it was. Yeah. It wasn't the reptilian, it was the dragons. I'll send you a few videos where the dragon said explained.
Yes, do.
However, so this morning I was when I was connected to the reptilian, I could feel the distortion around my heart. You know how I feel the energy in my chakras. So I could feel. And this morning I woke up. I'm feeling again. You know, I was awake at 5 o'clock. So you know when you're in that state of half sleep, half awake, your brain is in a different. And I was shown there was still vibration in my heart, like distortion vibration. So I was shown also that I had very much like reacted against, like a victim against a reptilian, that, you know, you trapped me here. I'm stuck here. And then I was taken back to when I had like my first awakening. The beautiful thing that this reptilian said is like, you weren't awakened at the age of 40 as you believe. You woke up at the age of 6 when we first tried to implant you through that first abduction. And he's like, okay, that rebel little girl, she's still there. But what I was feeling, it was that this morning is that I had to go through the forgiveness process as I did when I had my first awakening and when I had the memories of the abuse as a child. Yeah, when my guides told me the only ones that can change humanity and the direction of where humanity is going are humans themselves. Yeah, but the only work is personal. We can't do work for others. The only work is personal. That's why when we go believing that we're doing activations for portals, yes, we're doing activation for portals, but everything, we opening everything. But because we are not taking responsibility, yeah, you might have taken responsibility, but the majority, you know, has this belief system that is like, oh, I'm doing this work for Earth. Even last week, I was working with someone that we've been working now for 5 weeks. And again, this person, every time I was working with her energetically, I was opening her chakras, and then boom, her chakras, the Gaia star chakra on the following session will be blocked. So last week, I asked, go deeper. And I was guided to ask her the question, is like, what belief system you holding that your Gaia star chakra closes? And she said, well, I'm here to support humanity. So I'm matching my energy to the energy of the collective. And I said, well, you just giving yourself your answer why your energy is always blocking, because the collective is disconnected. So
by matching, she clothed her own.
Yeah, because she was receiving the energy of the collective. because she saw that that's how she was supporting the healing of humanity. Yeah.
And that was
doing the work for herself.
okay.
So there are many belief systems that we hold in thinking that we are doing it for the collective.
Yeah.
And the only way that we can help the collective is us, and it starts on me and it finishes on me.
Yeah.
Everything else is intercepted.
To me.
The interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my goodness.
yeah. So he said, so and there are many videos with many different people, you know, with many, because he uses other people to channel, so then the person can also be interacting with, and the messages from dragons, from reptilians. There are other ones.
I watched
there are metal, like reptilians, metallians, or something like that, which are the ones connected to artificial intelligence.
Mantid, you mean? Mantid.
No. Another type, that there are like robots.
Wow.
They're in Spanish, it's called metalianos.
Wow.
Metal.
I listened to a few of them, and it is obviously through subtitle, and I get so frustrated because sometimes it doesn't actually translate. It just jumps, and it is not the best of subtitles.
Yeah,
But
I'll
it's so amazing.
I'll share one that the live being of this person is saying exactly that. The only work is personal work. Is really being in our senses, really being observing how we behaving, how we thinking. Yes, what emotions are we holding in ourselves. And there is another one actually but that was very confusing. Someone channels Matthias, but Matthias seems to be a time traveler.
Yes.
So he speaks really fast, or even in Spanish, it's very hard to understand.
Wow.
This
isn't the Colombian man. This is different.
No, yeah. The Colombian, because some of the patients come saying, since I went to one of the activations of Matthias,
okay,
I have having all these entities and I can perceive them in my house and blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yes, well, I know someone that committed suicide after being in Egypt. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
2 days, yeah. A lady from Spain.
Wow.
Did you say 2 days?
2 days after she came back from Egypt,
Oh,
she committed suicide.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
Yeah. I told the lady that was in my group to tell Matthias, because but she started, and because they found her diaries, and well, she was in Egypt, she started writing all those things about connecting to this entity, and again, you know, I'm not pointing at Matthias, but you open portals, and if the person is not in the center, anything comes. So
amazing.
yes,
I guess when some of the entities channeled say that humans are like children, they really don't know what they're doing. So I think that must account for something.
They also say that the Akashic records, they are intercepted by them too. That the only
intercepted.
That because all the information is on our DNA, so we should be going to our heart to go through our memories. But if we asking someone else, if that channel is not perfectly cleaned, again, is the reptilians telling them in the ear what the person wants to listen, and it gets more confused. And
you know, that's one place I can never get into is Akashic Records. I've
You
never
are
even
protected, honey.
even in the like, because Matthias had going into a library of Akashic records, and I never saw anything in my book.
Good. That's very good.
I was
Even-
feeling very frustrated because I have very nice library, but I couldn't read any of the books.
I like that. Very nice library without
Yeah.
books.
Apparently
No
also
books were in there, but I
the,
couldn't read any.
the Confederation is also, it's in, you know, the Galactic Confederation is also interfere, because what I saw in one of the videos is that this is not the real Earth. This is a hologram, because the real Earth is in 5th dimension. Yes.
Wow.
But they got all the light beings, they encarcelated. So they have created with the energy, that's what we are, 2% energy and 98 reptilian, because they did that mix, and we are in a hologram in the 3rd dimension.
So
And
really, what we
yes,
feared already happened.
yes, and that even not all the animals and plants from the 5th dimension can be replicated because of the vibration. So we, in a way, nature, it's only a portion of what truly is on the 5th dimension.
So this is really Noah's Ark. I mean, the other one is Noah's Ark, not this one.
So we have to laugh and
I've got to, or else.
eat the book.
Well, it just sounds like there's no normal world out there at all. It's
exactly,
all a bit off,
exactly.
and we are in the middle of it. I mean, what can I do? You know, I don't think I'm going to go and commit suicide over that.
Certainly,
you know,
no. Really,
I think it's quite funny.
Fernando always said,
very
you know, this
funny.
is about eating popcorn and just watching the movie in front of you. You're not giving energy to it anymore. You know, you accept that you're here, you
Oh my
flow,
God.
you are leaving a legacy, is your higher self and your multidimensional being
So
is
every
learning
time
from the
I'm,
experience of you being here.
so every time I'm stressed about work, I just should say, oh, well, this is a copy one.
It doesn't matter what I do, it's a copy.
Oh, well, it's copy, it's okay.
Whatever.
But that
Oh
is
God.
the right attitude. It's like, okay,
Oh, this is just a Xerox.
this is. So yeah, I've got a lot of questions. So the question I have is like, so astrology, is
Yeah.
astrology something that is created on the hologram, or astrology also really works on the real?
Yeah.
The other question I have is like, you know, what the heck with the light being? What happens with light being once we release them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I can't remember what was that, but yeah, I have been right. So yeah, if you have any questions.
What about the angels? Are they reptilian
Yeah.
as well? Now I think of it.
No.
Yeah, who are they?
So,
Are they corrupted?
no.
That's what
So,
I want to know.
Good one.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently is so once I've heard that angels were one type of human beings, but they were configured differently, because all about genetics. Yeah. They were configured differently, but they were enlightening themselves like straight away. They were just boom, just by I think there was something with the ways that they were rolling their eyes and activating the pineal gland, and they were enlightened and disappearing.
Wow.
But then,
lucky them.
yeah, maybe we were angels.
Maybe we can just imagine and become one.
But is
yeah, but it's going to be a copy, so I don't know, you know.
Exactly. Anything is copy, so why not just experience anything?
it is, you know.
Oh my
Now this is a hologram. It's like, okay, I can do well, I mean, whatever from my heart, because I know this is just
hilarious.
This is just a copy, and my higher self is just, you know, one day we'll say, okay, I'll reboot the system.
Wow.
And we will
Amazing.
go and live another experience.
Amazing.
So is, for me, the most important message that, you know, that was connecting this morning, it is like what I'm giving my energy to, that 2%.
Yeah.
That I
Yeah.
know that we are. Yeah.
What are you eating? It's huge.
I know, I'm tempted now.
It's a very thin biscuit from Czech Spa Town that my daughter brought from a film festival.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
paper thin. Paper thin.
It's a wafer.
Yeah.
Like a wafer, yes.
Wow.
They are wafer. Yeah.
In Colombia,
They're from Poland.
they put dulce de leche, they put caramel on top.
Oh, I love dulce
Ooh,
de
I'd
leche.
like
Oh
that.
my gosh, I discovered that in Argentina. Oh,
Well, wafers with dulce de leche.
that sounds really nice.
Is that
This
what
is
they
sugar
do
and
in
cinnamon.
Argentina?
Hmm?
Is that what
Sorry?
they do in Argentina?
No, in
Wafers
Colombia.
with- in Colombia.
In
Okay,
Colombia,
we're coming to Colombia.
yeah, in Colombia they do wafers with dulce de leche. Really yummy.
Wow.
Oh
my God. Oh my God. What a revelation.
Yeah. So one of, you know, we've been talking to Fernando lots about, you know, the work that we do, and but in a way we said we always focus on the person to take responsibility, you know, to make sure then that they are connecting with their true essence, that they kind of, you know, and I took for myself as well, is observe what's what is in there, and what is really taking your energy. Because yes, it's, I mean, we can see the guy is also like obsessed playing, as I said, like video games, killing dragons and reptilians. And
I know, he says, right now disintegrate. This many have disintegrated. This many have, it was like, oh my God, he's basically on war against those people.
But this morning I was shown that's why I was guided to call the higher self of the reptilian, the one that got me trapped, because this wasn't about, oh, now that I met you, I'm going to kill you back.
Exactly.
I said, you know, someone has, because I did ask him, so why you got me here? And he said, well, because I lived through your experience.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Of
And we
course.
know that our energy fit them.
That must be it, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, well, and I experienced through you. And I said, well, was that good? Have you learned anything?
Yeah.
Because he told me that he got me trapped for 3 centuries, 22 incarnations.
Wow. 3 centuries.
Yeah. And
that's
I said, well,
a lot.
I said, well, have you at least have you learned something? And all that information was uploaded to the higher self in this 7th dimension. So someone or something in the 7th dimension now has all this data about me and my incarnations.
So what I don't understand, well, I guess I do understand, because I think a lot to do with our emotion and the frequency the emotion has, isn't it? Must be. Because if you cannot, if you don't understand, or you fall into trap of these emotions, you still attract the same frequency, the same energy. So
yeah,
I
so
guess
you might have released yourself from that particular reptilian was feeding from you, or the dragon. Yeah. But if you're still activating the victim,
you still going through the same emotion,
because you're a beacon, you're light. Yeah. And depending the dimming of that light is where they perceive you.
Okay, I get it.
They should be less now, because this guy has killed Trillion.
So many. I know. I was thinking, wow, millions and 800 plants and all that. And I was thinking, wow, he has destroyed them.
Well, come on. I killed a few thousands the other day.
This is incredible. It's like computer games.
Well, that was the thing. Since my awakening, I was shown. That's why I was getting in ceremony sometimes freaking out. Because I've seen the computer game. And I was getting to this point of, and I was shown many times that I was trapped, but I was rejecting to see it.
Oh, it's really.
Well, I think that we might as well play.
Frozen.
See how my internet go flaky. I'm not trapped.
Yes.
Yeah, she's there. Oh,
There. Okay.
I'm here.
hello.
Hello.
Are you back? Are you copy or are you real?
I was cut when I said that I was trapped here. I was told.
You're no longer trapped.
I'm here because of my free will.
Indeed. And you are
Oh,
sovereign.
I'm a sovereign being, loving to be stuck here.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, it's yeah,
Amazing.
I'm still processing all that, and
it must be huge.
yes, but I know it feels very much what I felt when, I've connected to Matthias in 2020 and I opened this whole.
Yeah.
And I know that for all of us that happens is like you reach a level of understanding and you incorporate, and then another level and you incorporate until you laugh and realize that we're all one.
Yeah.
We're all here. What I do feel truly is that this part of the creation is a creation that's separated from oneness. Yeah, that's why it's the reptilians and the dragons, they don't have light genome, and they trying to decode to oneness by using us. Yes.
Yeah. Fuel.
Because I remember when I connected to Lucifer, when this cosmic mother, this energy connected to me or through me to him and said, everything is an experience, everything is a creation, but it's time to start creating from oneness and not from separation.
No.
Yeah, creating from the divine source and not from an aspect and hacking, because that is what it is. They try to hack the light, and so they can go up in dimensions, but you can only go up in dimensions if you are in your
From
heart.
your heart.
And that's what the angels, the angels went boom, they enlightened themselves. They were a type of humans that just enlightened themselves and went connected to source in one go because of how they've been created and configured. So they're trying to use
Yes.
technology to
Mm.
try, and it's not technology. It is the heart. Those reptilians, many,
Heart technology.
yeah, they're invited to, and with this one of these person in the ceremony, again, I don't feel that it's about fighting, because otherwise we're still holding polarity, which is one of the aspects of this universe. But the whole experience is to understand how polarity works, and then go back to oneness. So again, I was guided to this. It wasn't a reptilian, it was another type of being. And I said to this person, go to your heart, because this entity was first presented in geometry. And I said, no, tell this entity to present as they are, as you can decode it, because geometry we don't. Yeah, we can see it is beautiful, but we don't understand what it is. And then this being presented, it was like a malformed human, something very strange.
Wow.
And I said to this person, go to your heart and open your heart, unconditional love frequency. So then the entity can remember there is also an aspect of light in them. And through that, invite the entity to go back to source. And the entity choose to go back to source.
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't think it's about,
That's amazing.
I don't think it's about like continue the war of light and darkness.
No,
But it's
you
more
can
about
send them back to source. Yeah.
is
If they're willing to go back, and
exactly, if they're willing to go back.
yeah, then they will change themselves.
Yeah. Because I also then understand that the same will happen with humans. We are all invited to activate ourselves and go to the fifth dimension. But those ones are still holding fear and separation and materialism. They will continue. At some point, apparently, this hologram will be finished. So they will continue.
They will all be off.
In another Earths, in another planets that are on the third dimension, which now we understand is a hologram. But the ones that we are activated and in our hearts, and we hold in the vibration, yes, we will be connecting to the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
And we are connecting to the fifth dimension already. So it's, again, very much about us. One of the things this guy was saying, and Fernando, I can see he just sent me a video. There used to be the Council of the Elders.
Yeah.
The Elders Council. That was also part of the dragons and the reptilians.
Really?
Yeah, because that was the one keeping the
Going.
Yeah. And then I remember 2 months ago, I connected to a circle of elder women. And they were all like in this like sleepy, like they were like in this hypnotic state, like they were, and there was this entity going around them. And when I connected to that energy, was a point in Colombia. But I was here when I did the connection. The entity said, you're not allowed to be here. And I remember I said already, you see, I was preparing myself to all this. I said, well, if I'm connecting, it's because my
I'm
frequency.
allowed. Yeah.
Otherwise, if I don't have the radio to listen to whatever frequency, my radio wouldn't capture the frequency.
I'm connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I could, so I could see this entity was like this, like a dark smoke just going through, and all these elder women were like in this state of hypnosis.
In the trance.
In a trance, yes, trance, that's the right word. So I remember I just activated this, I invoked source, and this rate of golden light came through and poop and wake them all up. And I said, and there was an empty space. And I said, I'll take that space. So I sat.
Perfect.
I sat in a circle.
Wonderful.
And then this entity disappeared. But now I know that
Yes.
next time I'll call the entity and say, sorry,
Yeah.
come here and explain
Exactly.
what you've been doing, how you've been influencing, who were those souls, you know, since
Yeah.
when you have them like in this state,
Yeah.
where are the light beams, and do the whole thing.
Wow.
So
my
yeah.
my one question is, I guess it's more 3D question, but why, so what's this Hadron Collider? What's this CERN trying to do when they're already, well, we're already in a copy?
Yeah. I
I
think
don't know.
maybe doing more copies, because yeah, there is one, there was a copy on the fourth dimension already, but the humans on that copy, they had
Yeah.
0.98% of light. We have 2%.
Okay. But do you think, well, I guess, I don't know if this is a question. Anyway, I'll throw it. This is just other, like humans like us that don't understand, that are creating this thing, this CERN and Hadron Collider, because I was thinking, well, maybe they're like us, fooled by these entities, to think that, oh, you can do this, or you can create this, and or do you think they are more aware and they're creating something else?
I think, I feel
Indeed.
this is another experiment, because everything is about trying to decode to the opposite of encrypting, decrypting.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That
Yes.
that light, because everything it's at the end it's the subatomical particles.
Yeah, like the guy who did the
Yeah.
particle and
So it's
Matthias
really
said,
because if that fails again, for those, this is a hologram, it's just a program running on a computer. Oops, the computer failed. Okay, I got another copy here.
Start again.
Start again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that what has happened with many light beings on other planets. That's why they got trapped.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's why they've lost their planets.
Wow, fascinating.
So that's why we don't have to take ourselves so seriously.
I know.
It's like we have to
I was
enjoy.
interviewing all
I
day
was
today.
walking next to the canal on the afternoon, and I was seeing the ducks and the swans, and the sun ray going through the vegetable. It's like, it's beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do, and just enjoy it.
Lucky you. I was
Well, no, we
interviewing
all
today.
have to do that.
I know. I was interviewing all day, and I was like feeling so stressed and saying, "Oh my God, I haven't done my deadline. So I've wasted all the time and everything." And I'm thinking, yeah, well, what are you going to do? Divide yourself? So tomorrow I wake up, it's the same thing.
If I went to see, I saw 5 houses today.
Oh,
Anyway,
wow.
yeah.
You're on a mission.
I'm on a mission. And there is one that I liked, so I put a energetic pause on that house. So then that house became my house. And it was something funny. The car keys wouldn't lock the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought it was very
This
weird.
is your house. It's okay. It's open.
Something like that. And then I walked into the house, and they had those paperweights.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was
glass.
Yes, those big glass.
Yes.
They had one that I have, exactly the same.
Oh, wow.
And the lady, the agent said, oh, maybe it's a sign. And I laughed. And then we started talking. She was asking me about the house. And I said, I said, it has a good vibe. And I said, I'm sure you work with so many people in so many houses that, and she's like, yeah. Sometimes I'm in places that I go, I'll wait outside. And so you see, this house is like, is that, we can call it energy? She was saying, and I was just laughing.
Good. So she
It's
knows.
like, yeah, like good energy. And it's like, yeah, I felt, yeah, energy, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Is it near a place where you want?
It is in the place that I always said, if I move to Kidlington is a town next to Oxford.
Yes.
At the bottom, very close to Oxford. And this house
Yeah.
appeared there.
Wow.
And
That's
really beautiful, really.
wonderful.
And I was showing it to Kata, and Kata is like, oh, very much our style, our vibe. She said, very much our vibe.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
That's really nice. I do hope you get it then.
Yeah. So, okay. Cancer and lymphatic system.
Sorry?
So, now we have to do the work. But do
you want me to
Indeed, we have
talk?
to.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So lymphatic network going along our circulation system, and all the spare and excess water from our blood will get pushed through membranes and the walls of the arteries into the lymphatic ducts. So it is also a place where our immune system lives, and it is our detoxification place. You probably know that things like lymph nodes and lymph ducts exist, and lymph eventually drains into the bloodstream just by the aorta. Sort of, there's a very large duct over here, sort of right side, and into the heart. It is very important for our defenses. It is our defense mechanism.
Yes. And
So
I'll put you pause in 1 second in that part. I'll put a pause for, if you allow me, in there, because what affects emotionally is self-worth.
yeah.
And now you see why. It's our defensive system.
Yes. Very much so.
The whole week I had pain. I had so much pain. It was, oh my God, this is too real.
Yes, it is.
And I know why now.
Yeah, because it is, and cancer is the energy, is the emotion, because the energy of the mother, and who protects us? Our mother. My biggest wound, it wasn't against my father and abuse. It was against my mother not protecting me. Look at the finger. I'll put the finger down. I'm not pointing at anyone else. I have to remain in my center. You see how the subconscious work.
The interesting thing about lymphatic system is that it doesn't have a pump.
Yes.
It's a manually operated system. So the lymph gets pumped by us walking and moving and doing things like yoga, where you stretch the tissues, you force the blood into the ducts, you make it filter, you make it circulate, you make all the toxins to be picked up and then filtered through the kidneys. And that's why it's essential to move around even at work, because the lymph will stagnate in your legs. And the only way to make it flow is movement.
Wow.
So movement is good for us.
I'm running tomorrow.
Yeah.
Walking will do. each step brings bit of the lymph up from the legs upwards, and that's how the whole system works. It's a manually operated system. It's not automated like bloodstream.
Wow.
But yeah, it will be interesting to understand
Amazing.
why is manually operated? Why has been designed
because
like that?
maybe we don't have a space for two hearts.
Maybe.
One for lymph.
Another question, Maka, write it down. Another question for the lightning.
Yeah, another question.
Yeah, it is. But it is because again, is the defense is connected to the defense.
It is the protection and the defense mechanism of a human body, basically.
But it requires manual intervention. So it means that you have to be conscious to keep it going.
Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, and if you don't do it, you are in trouble. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't go, if you don't walk, if you don't go out and get it, you know, if you just sit and wait for everything to come back to you, your lymph is not going to be moving. You have to go out and get.
Are you seeing the parallelism of everything that we just been talking? If you're not conscious, if you're not observing, actively observing, you know,
you're going down to that emotion again. You're going down to that program.
You're going to, so you can have as many sessions you want to be release of entities to, but again, that is consciousness.
Good timing.
Lymphatic system is telling us about consciousness, understanding how we work. Hey, lady.
Hello. You know, I've got a really good prescription, which I tell my clients. When you catch yourself being negative, what you need to do is say, rainbows and unicorns, about 30 times. And by the time you have finished saying rainbows and unicorns 30 times, that bad wound is all gone.
You love him. We're talking about the lymphatic system and how the lymphatic system is about defense and protection, and the emotions that affect the lymphatic system is the self-worth. Yeah.
Okay.
And it connects to cancer, because cancer is the mother, is the first one that protects us.
Okay.
So we were just going, and Ivana was just giving this amazing trip about saying loud unicorns and rainbows 30 times.
Rainbows.
And just laugh.
You know what? It really works. I use it all the time.
Good. And say life is copy.
Definitely, yeah. Hologram or not, it's rainbows and unicorns. And I don't care.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So yes. So that's exactly what we're going to be focusing. If you want to explore further, see where do you have cancer, in which house you have cancer, you know, in which house you have that energy of the mother. The moon is the regent planet, of course, the emotions.
Today is new.
Sorry, Maka, you cut down.
Today is new moon.
Hmm?
Today is new moon.
Today is new moon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so new moons is to set intentions.
Yeah, new beginning.
But it's a new moon, it's a resetting new moon, because the new moon is in Cancer and it's now starting the role, because we had a full moon. Normally it's supposed to be new moon, then full moon, new moon, then full moon. And we have been having periods of it's full moon, then the new moon. So it's just been reset, apparently. I'm still following up about that, but but it's now we're getting back into the correct cycle of it.
Wow.
I don't know. I need to.
The time
And
is
do you know?
reset.
Do you know why is that? Why is changing the?
It's just, you know, just over a period of time, it goes through the cycle, and then they get out of sync, and then they get back into sync. So we're getting back into sync. It's a resetting of that full moon.
Today
That
I
full moon,
saw
new moon cycle.
3 times registration cards 000.
Ooh,
3 times
a reset.
reset, absolute reset.
Wow.
Yeah.
Elena, I have been sharing what I've been
exciting.
experiencing the last few weeks, so I'll invite you to watch the video to see my crazy experiences with dragons and reptilians and
Amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't mind dragons. Aliens are another thing.
This
Yeah.
one is unique.
Yeah, is they're all part of a bigger creation, but it takes time when you realize that you've been under the effect of them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So should we? Are you? It's going to take long for you to.
Activate.
Are you going
Meditate.
home, or Elena, or you dropping kids?
Yeah, I'm just dropping my daughter now, and then I can sit quietly in a parking space.
Okay. So tell us
Alright.
weekend where we're going to do the activation on the lymphatic. But anyway, I can see Maka from what she shared. She already had it activated and talking to her.
How?
No, bye, lovey.
Your lymphatic system, that's why you was hurting there.
Yeah. I did. It was really, poof. It was very painful. And
Yeah,
today
I mean, I've
feel much better.
I've just been on airplanes, and my lymphatic system works very well because
How was the
normally
family reunion?
I was excellent. It really was. It was good to see my parents and spend time with them.
Wonderful.
This is very different, you know. You know, I've come all this way from New Zealand to see them, and they don't stop what they're doing. They just carry on, you know, and I'm like, okay, so I'll just sit around and wait until you're done the whole day. You know, so eventually I just went out in the day, and they did what they did in the day, and we came together in the evening, which was fine. It was better than nothing. Yeah, it was good. I was always worried about my lymphatics on the plane because I often get like I swell up in a plane, especially with long flights like that. And so this time I just said, okay, I'm going to wear my compression stockings, which I only wear the ones that go up to beneath the knee, and it worked like a charm. And I've had no jet lag going there or back.
Wow.
So that was also very good. Yeah, I've had none. But I've had, definitely the energies of the time are very intense and very painful, and yeah, it's long. It's like it's a big reset, in like it's almost like one world's becoming undone and then there's a new world to begin, but I can't even see the new world. I'm just busy dealing with the world that's coming undone. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Day by day.
Are you parked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yes to you park, or yes to the day by day?
It's moment by moment right now. It's really is. Yeah, I'm going to navigate something that's very, very big, and I just don't know.
I think she's still driving.
No, I've stopped driving.
Okay.
It was yes to both of us.
No, I stopped driving. I've parked.
Excellent.
Yeah, so there's at the moment I'm fine, so we're good. We'll see how I go in the next few moments. Yeah, a lot going on.
Just say
But anyway,
unicorns
good.
and rainbows.
Unicorn rainbows. Now
Yep.
you know the recipe. This is our homework for this month for Cancer, to activate the lymphatic system.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, it's been good. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
let's do it.
Thank you.
Okay. Tell me, Ivana, when you're ready.
I'm sitting down now.
Brilliant. Okay, we're going to close our eyes and we're going to go to the heart. Remember, always start with the heart. Breathing and connecting to the heart. Allow yourself to feel the heart, either feeling the heartbeats, feeling the energy. And keep breathing, finding the right breathing to keep you connected to the right here, right now. The only moment that exists. And deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Just allow that heart to start activating the upper heart chakra, connected to the thymus gland. And we're going to tap the thymus gland. So we're also connecting to our physical body, we're connecting to our lymphatic system. And from this consciousness, we're going to release every subconscious program connected to our defense mechanisms, the emotional defense mechanisms. If you want, you can repeat the affirmation. Every experience is new.
Every experience is new.
And I am the non-judgmental observer of every experience.
I am the non-judgmental observer of every experience.
I am grateful for my thymus gland.
I'm grateful for my thymus gland.
I am grateful for the subconscious defense mechanisms.
I'm happy for these subconscious defense mechanisms.
But in this right here, right now,
But in this right here, right now,
I choose
to
be the non-judgmental observer.
To be the non-judgmental observer.
And you're going to take both hands to your heart. Just feel that heart pumping. Sending the signal, the message that we're choosing to be in divine presence in the right here, right now. Consciously activating our lymphatic system, our drainage system. writing over the subconscious programs of defense, of alerts, of anxiety. And I'm going to open in this right here, right now, to recognize my self-worth. I am worth but just being. I am good enough for just being. And I will open myself under the energy of Cancer to observe myself every time I react as I'm feeling attacked. I'm feeling that my self-worth, my worth, my worthiness is being attacked. To understand that those are programs, defense mechanisms that do not longer serve me. And I stay here sitting, connecting with my heart, connecting with the joy of being alive, of being on this physical form. In acceptance, in love, in gratitude. Connecting with this new moon, inviting us to reset. What are all those programs, those belief systems that are keeping me trapped in my mind, judging myself, judging others, imposing myself, my views, my opinions, as ways of protecting, of avoiding being attacked. And deep inhale, connecting to all my glands, bringing light, harmony to all my glands, releasing any swelling, any energy stuck from past experiences, from self-protection and self-defense, from programs that I thought that I have been attacked. I'm sending the order to all my glands to release these programs. Release the swelling. And from the feet up, I'll start massaging my feet, my legs, just sending the same information I'm doing through my voice, through my thoughts, I'm doing now physically. Massaging my body. releasing the memories. Also starting from the tip of the fingers, going up to my arms. I'm pressing under my, I'll repeat the same with my other hand. Up to the arms. My head. Neck. And coming back again to the thymus gland. And I'm going to massage the thymus gland. And deep inhale. Massage from one direction. And now I'm massaging on the other direction. Bringing the feminine and the masculine in harmony. I'm going to keep my hands over my thymus gland. Breathing in, breathing out. And once more. And I'm going to give myself a big hug. Just feeling the body, feeling the calmness of my body. Feeling the active heart. Thanking myself for this moment, for this activation. I can move my neck, relax the neck. Release any tensions on the neck, on my shoulders. And when I'm ready, I open my eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh,
So it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
oh,
How are we feeling?
good.
Yeah, me too. I was feeling
Really good.
yeah, heavy, and I feel quite light.
Mm.
Good.
How are you feeling, Elena?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was very connected to the body, very much like no vision, nothing. Just here, this,
Mm.
Yeah.
the hologram.
Yeah, the copy 1, 2, and 3 of the hologram.
Indeed.
You will understand the jokes, Elena, when you
After
listen.
you watched it, yeah.
Right. Ladies, I'm going to have to go.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll-
Thank you
I'll-
very much.
There is a teenage crisis happening upstairs. I see.
Oh,
David, so
Sending you love.
I'll go and have a look what's going on.
yeah.
Alright.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah. Okay.
And once again,
Bye.
sorry so
Lots
much
of luck.
for
Take care.
disappear for so long.
Thank you.
Bless
All
you.
right.
Ciao, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.